you have a population mean, and this is already a standard with a standard deviation of 19.2. Now you can compute for the variance. It's just a square of the standard deviation. Now, let's say that this is already, we want to claim that this one is already outdated. So we want to know if it's really less than 80 now. So to test that claim, we will first write our null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis states that the now and the before, the known population mean, and the now version is equal. They are still equal to 80. But then you want to claim that it's actually less than that. So what you did is you get a sample, a 36 sample of the new data. And we will use z-test to prove if your claim is right or not. So let's use data analysis. So click data here in Excel, data analysis, and select the z-test. So click enter, okay? And then let's select our variable one. Our variable one is a sample that you got. The variable two is the dummy. Now I put a dummy here because we already know the population mean. So we just use a dummy. If you're comparing samples to samples, you can put the sample data here. But since we already know the value, we put a dummy. And then let's write the hypothesized mean difference, and that's 80. We want to know if it's equal or less than 80. The variance is something that we've computed before, so it's this one. And then for variable number two, let's just put a really, really small sample because Excel will not compute if we make it just 0. Our level of significance is 0.10. Be careful with this one because the default in Excel is 0.05. For us, it's 0.10. Click label because we have labels here. And then our output range is where we want to show the data. Let's show the data here, and then I will click OK. So we have these values. Now let's see if we will reject or not reject the mean. So let's draw a normal distribution graph, bell curve. It says here that our one tail, since this is less than, our one tail, we will use one tail test, is 1.28. So that means it's 1.28 here and 1.28 here. Normally this is negative in this side. Now our rejection region is this one. If the value is less than this value, we will reject the null hypothesis. Our z is a negative 1.56. It's a negative 1.56. Therefore, 56. 1.56. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis. And yes, our claim is true. We reject this. Therefore, our claim is true. That is actually the values now, the sample that you got, is less than the known population mean. And that is the answer, the alternative hypothesis.